Yeah. Fix that language. Fix that language. You know, it's only 10:20. Oh my gosh, you know, usually when I get up here it's already 10:40. I don't have enough stuff. So I had to look some stuff up. And so every Sunday, Chris Chenoweth sends out Sunday Funnies. And so I looked up his Sunday Funny today. And there are 4 country churches in a small Texas town. The Presbyterian Church, the Methodist Church, the Baptist Church, and the Catholic Church. And every one of those churches was overrun with pesky squirrels. One day, the Presbyterian Church called a meeting to decide what to do about the squirrels. And after much prayer and consideration, they determined that the squirrels were predestined to be there. And they shouldn't interfere with God's divine will. In the Methodist Church, the squirrels had taken up habitation in the baptistry bowl. The deacons met and decided to put a cover on the baptistry bowl and drown the squirrels in it. The squirrels escaped somehow, and there were twice as many the next week. The Baptist Church got together and decided they were not in any position to harm any of God's creations, so they humanely trapped the squirrels and set them free a few miles outside of town. 3 days later, the squirrels were back. But the Catholic Church came up with the best and most effective solution. They baptized the squirrels and registered them as members of the church, and now they only see them on Christmas and Easter. You know what's great? It's great when people laugh the second or third time you tell a joke. That is a great joke. We have a little clipboard that we ask you to send down the rows and let us know you're here. If you have a prayer request, it's a great place to put it. And I didn't mention it early, and I'm mentioning it now purposefully because I have a group of affirmations that I've been using with the current series that I'm on, and I have said that you would get a CD of these affirmations if you were here 5 Sundays during the series. And how do we know? Because you tell us so. And that's how you tell us. And then I had another offer. Jenny, who is a hypnotist, said that she would take those same affirmations and make a sleep CD for you with them. Wow, as a fundraiser for the church. That's going to be cool, isn't it? Yeah. So I have been talking about practices. And Jenny, I didn't see you. There's Jenny right back there. I don't know how I missed you. Thank you. I have them up here for you today. So I've been doing this series of the practices that you and I need to do in order to be the flow of God's good. Not just be in the flow, but to be the flow of God's good. And isn't that what we want in our world? Isn't that what we sang about this morning? Letting our light shine, letting our big, bright, beautiful light shine, to exist in this world, to bring love, to bring peace, to bring abundance, to be that. To be that for our families, to be that for our communities, to be that for our country. And so I'm wondering if you remember what some of those practices are. Giving, tithing was one. Inspired giving is what we called it. Forgiveness. Let's see, we talked about releasing and letting go. We talked about being on purpose, having our life's purpose, finding our life's purpose, mission in life. We talked last week about setting goals. Okay, I'm missing one. Faith. Thank you. Thank you. I was having to peek. So today, what we're talking about is having persistence and determination. Because here's the catch. All of those practices, you have to do them and do them and do them and practice and do them and practice and practice and do them, and there's never a time in your life when you get to stop. Oh, goodness. Isn't that how we feel? We just want to get there and then relax. But that's not our life's journey. We always have to be in the process of doing these practices. You know, Jesus had a real clear idea about what his mission was. His mission was to tell the people that he saw, that he ministered to, that there was a way for them to have a better life. He wanted each person to know that they were a child of God, that they were beloved, that God wanted to give them all of the kingdom. And Jesus never varied from that mission. Think about, with all the things he could do, think about if you could turn water into wine. What might you do? I'd probably start a winery, frankly. Just saying. And he had temptations and opportunities, but he didn't follow any of those temptations. He stayed right on task. He didn't heal every person he came across. He didn't build any shopping malls. I made a list here. He didn't raise everyone from the dead. He didn't build a temple and take taxes. He didn't build a church. He kept right on focus, right on target, always doing what he knew his mission was to be, to tell you and to tell me that we can have a better life. And I kind of see it like, you know, the televisions that have the screen in screen. I think they made that for football. And the big screen, it's what's going on now. And that little screen is keeping our eyes, keeping our knowledge on what could be. Yeah, I'm in the midst of this now, but I know I'm a child of God. I know that my words have power. I know that my thoughts have power. I know that this church deserves a better building. Do I love the building we're in now? Yes. Do we take care of the building we're in now? Yes. Is it precious to us? Yes. But up there in that little box is what could be. And in your life, isn't that what goes on? Think about everybody here who's ever gone to school. I got to go to school now. I got to go to school now. I got to keep going to school. And the picture up there is one day I will be out of school. Perseverance and determination. Why do people with a college degree, why do employers look for people with college degrees? Because they know that they showed perseverance and determination. That there were many times that they could have gone off the track and said, oh, I can go do this. It's more fun to party. How many of us have known that? We have. But we keep on. And in unity, we talk about faith and we talk about prayer and we talk about the power of our word. And I'm really trying to watch the power of my word And I'm trying to begin to help other people watch the power of their word, and I just need to learn how to do it more tactfully. I heard someone say, I don't like to take medicine. I don't want to take that medicine. It's not good for me. While they had to take the medicine. And I said, oh, could we rethink that? Could we rephrase that? This medicine is God's miracle. Somewhere in the formulation of this medicine is God's miracle action at work. The universal intelligence of God coming through man to make this medicine. And when I take it, it's going to do wonders in my body. It's going to heal me. Now, wouldn't that be more successful than, oh, I hate to take medicine. Oh, this is going to make me sick. Like I said, I'm not always tactful. But I'm asking that you help me watch my language just as I want to help you watch language, because really what this persistence and determination comes down to is us being consistent and determined about what we say and what we think. Day in and day out. We've had this time where we're talking about what to do about our building. And we've had this survey, and people said, I want this or I want that. And then we had an architect come in, and now we've had a fundraiser come in. And pretty soon we're going to be having a big town hall meeting to say, okay, guys, here's the facts. Let's get in line. And what's going to be important is that when we get in line, is that we all get in line. How often in your family or in your work or in some place in your life that there's a goal or an opportunity and not everybody is in alignment? Have you ever been in that situation? Maybe even in a relationship. What did you say? I'm sorry, I missed it. Potty training. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you got to keep toward that goal every day, every day. You can't say, oh, well, today I'm not going to do it, because if you do that, you've lost 3 weeks of training. What a great example of determination. I had a son, and somebody told me Cheerios helped. Sinking the Cheerios. Target practice. Persistence and determination. Yes, I had a son, Maggie. Persistence and determination. Everything in life, for us to succeed, we have to have persistence and determination. If you want to go on a trip with your spouse and you have to do all the planning, all the washing, all the packing, and they're there saying, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, and you're dragging them out the door, is it going to be a good trip? No. It's not. Persistence and determination. And as I thought about that topic, I thought about this doctor, and her name is, I had to write down, Mary Jane Willard, and she worked at Tufts. In 1977, she had an idea. She was working with a quadriplegic. And she had an idea that a monkey could be trained to help this quadriplegic have a better life. And she went to the people on the medical staff, the deans and stuff at the school, and they laughed at her. But she persisted. And finally, she got a $2,000 grant. Now, I don't know about you, but there's not a lot you can do with $2,000 these days. But with $2,000, she got her first monkeys and started training them. In 1997, 20 years after she started, she had 30 people who had these little capuchin monkeys. And more in homes being trained. They had to stay in homes for 3 to 5 years in order to be trained to be used. It took her 20 years to see her life's work come to fruition, to see that idea. It was a divine idea. It has worked great, and now it's an accepted practice. Can you think of all the times that she might have said, one more bit of monkey poop, I quit. One more person saying, no, that's foolish, I quit. But she didn't. She kept on, day after day after day. Persistence and determination. And so that's what it takes with all these practices that we've been talking about. Persistence and determination. We have to keep doing them. And so when I remember that Gerald and I started tithing, I really don't remember, probably in the 70s. I don't remember when. But I know that there would be times that I would get lackadaisical and things wouldn't be right. And I'd start tithing again. And the money stuff cleared up. Now, that's not to say that Gerald and I have not had some tight financial times, because we have. But every time, God has taken care of us. Not one time have we been without, because we have that consistent practice of giving, a consistent practice of knowing that God is taking care of us. We give, somehow it'll work out. We give, we get a letter from the IRS. We made a mistake. We owe them money. We look at it. They made a mistake. They owe us more money. Consistent, ongoing practices. That practice of releasing and letting go. What would our homes look like if we didn't release and let go? I mean, mine looks bad enough as it is. But didn't release and let go. What if when we bought these nice, new, comfortable chairs, we did not gift those chairs that we had to another church? I don't know. They'd be stacked in my office. They'd be stacked back there along the back walls. What if we never forgave? Do you know someone who is bitter because they haven't forgiven? When we talked about forgiveness, do you remember us talking about the idea of rewriting our story? That whatever story we've had about something in the past, we can rewrite it. That doesn't mean that we rewrite it today and look at that new story and then tomorrow go back and pick up the old story. It means that we consistently use our new story. We consistently use the affirmation we've chosen. And we consistently haven't used up all our time. Sometimes my scribble is so bad that I can't even read it. I know that this man's first name is Bill. I cannot read his last name. In 1932, he was born with cerebral palsy, and he was fairly handicapped. He couldn't exactly walk straight. He could not really write. But he had a desire. And his desire was to be independent, to make a living. And so he made the effort to apply at the Fuller Brush Company. And they laughed at him. And so he applied with Watkins. And I don't know if any of you know what the Watkins Company is, but they sell kitchen things and they sell vanilla. And before they laughed, they said, well, we have a territory that nobody will take. Do you want that territory? And he said yes. And it was in Portland, Oregon. This is in 1959. Every 4 weeks, he called on every customer on his route. He began to sell. Now here's the thing. Once he sold you something, he couldn't write out the order. The customer had to write the order. The order would come in, and he would spend 10 hours typing up where the order went so that somebody could deliver it for them. He could only type with one finger. But he did this year after year after year. And the day came that he was at a sales conference, and he was their number one salesperson. And how did he get there? Persistence and determination. He made up his mind he was going to do something, and he did it. Now that's one of our 12 powers. Strength and will, but strength mainly. That power to make up your mind and keep your focus and carry on. Jesus talked about it. He tells a story about there were 10 bridesmaids, and 5 wandered off. And when the groom came, only 5 were ready. In your life and in my life, we're there. We've got our vision. We've got it up there in that little picture. We know that that's where we're going. A new building. A better building. Classrooms for our children. Classrooms for our adults. Being able to have Be Peace in all the schools. And we start saying the words. We keep saying the words. We keep holding the vision. Every time somebody says, you can't do it, we say, yes, we can. You can't do it. Yes, we can. Doesn't matter what it is in life. If you have a goal and you're working towards something and somebody says, you can't do it, you say, yes, I can. That's persistence. That's determination. That's being the bridesmaid ready for the groom. That's our story for this week, that we have to take all of those things. There's a scripture in Revelations, those who endure to the end will be saved. It's a funny verse. You think that's talking about that Christian kind of saving. But I don't think that's what it means. I think that if you persevere and endure to the end, you will see your vision. Because there's no sense in beginning if we aren't going to finish. Paul said, I am racing toward the finish line. And so this week my message to you is this: of all the things we learn, they do us no good if we don't use them with persistence and determination. I have some affirmations for you if you will just Maybe take a deep breath and close your eyes and let my words be yours. I am not discouraged. I am persistent. I now move forward into my highest good. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence and determination. With God's help, I now persist into my highest good. I invite the powerful, loving action of God into my life now, and every need is met. I expect the best. I anticipate the best in every aspect of my life now. The work of my hands and the plans of my life now move toward a sure and perfect completion. Miracles now follow miracles, and wonders never cease as the divine plan of my life unfolds. Today I live and move and have my being in, through, and as God's great good. And so it is. And I don't quite remember the line from the song, but every day I want to use up every drop. Thank you.